Andrey's a classy player.
Because this guy was a genuine raw talent.
Arshavin the same, I thought was excellent.
Fantastic play, and it's a stunning goal!
For me, Arshavin really is probably the definition of a cult hero.
He arrived as Russia's biggest star, a player who humiliated the Netherlands at Euro 2008 and lit up Europe with Zenit. Arsenal fans welcomed Andrey Arshavin as the next great Premier League creator.
I'm happy to be in Arsenal. It's my dream. It was my dream.
But while his talent was undeniable, so were his flaws, his inconsistency, his fitness issues, his lack of hunger. Before long, the Premier League swallowed him whole. And yet, almost ironically, he still left England with one of football's greatest prizes. How did a player who struggled to even keep his place end up winning a Premier League title?
And I think everyone wanted to sign him.
Andrey Arshavin's story starts in the heart of old Leningrad, where a young boy with big dreams found his way into football through pure family passion. His father, Sergei, had played the game at an amateur level, but he immediately recognized something special in his son. By the age of 7, Arshavin was already taking his first real steps into the sport, joining the prestigious Smyna football school thanks to his mother, Tatiana, who made sure he got the chance to develop his talent properly. By 1999, Arshavin was ready for the big stage and officially joined his hometown club, Zenit St. Petersburg. He began in the reserves, building experience in Russia's second division, but it wasn't long before he impressed the coaches. By 2000, he had broken into the first team, quickly becoming one of the core players. At the time, Zenit was far from the financial powerhouse it is today. The club struggled to compete with the wealthy Moscow teams, but that struggle opened the door for an entire generation of local talent. Malafev, Denisov, Kurhakov, and of course, Arshavin himself. Everything shifted in 2005 when Gazprom purchased the club, pouring millions into players and infrastructure. But the heart of the team remained the local St. Petersburg boys, and in 2007, they achieved something historic. Led by that homegrown core, Zenit won the Russian league title, only the second non-Moscow team in history to do it. The victory shattered a 15-year Muscovite monopoly and changed the trajectory of the club forever. As Zenit rose, so did Arshavin's star. Europe's football scouts couldn't ignore what he was doing, especially after his incredible performance in the 2008 EU FA Cup final, where he helped Zenit defeat Rangers and set up the crucial opening goal. At 27, he was clearly the brightest talent on the team, and the world was finally paying attention. Then came Euro 2008, Arshavin's long-awaited debut in a major international tournament. Suspended for the first 2 games, he had to wait for his moment, but when it arrived, he seized it. He scored in Russia's decisive 2-0 win over Sweden, helped push the team into the quarterfinals. What followed was legendary. Russia's stunning 3-1 extra-time victory over the Netherlands, one of the greatest performances in the nation's football history. Arshavin became an overnight global star, landing on front pages and earning a well-deserved place in the EUFA team of the tournament. The biggest European clubs lined up. Rumors started flying. One even claimed Zenit rejected Barcelona and jokingly asked for Lionel Messi in exchange, but Zenit held on until the end of the Russian season. Finally, 6 months later, the moment came. Arshavin completed a massive $15 million move to Arsenal, becoming the club's most expensive signing at the time. For a team desperately pushing for a top 4 finish, he was the breath of fresh air they needed.
I would like to give him credit. He's working absolutely every session 100%.
Arsenal fans erupted with excitement, seeing shades of Dennis Bergkamp-level magic in their new arrival. Even Zenit's own manager admitted Arsenal had gotten the deal of the window. And then came that iconic moment. Arshavin, with his quirky grin and unmistakable voice, declared, "I am Gunnar." Just like that, North London fell in love. When Andrey Arshavin arrived at Arsenal, he was at the absolute height of his brilliance. Right from the start, he brought exactly the spark the Gunners had been craving. In just 12 Premier League games, he delivered 6 goals and 7 assists, numbers that played a huge part in securing Champions League qualification for the 2008-09 season. Fans instantly adored this small, sharp, unpredictable Russian playmaker. And then came the moment that carved his name into Premier League folklore forever. That wild 4-goal performance at Anfield against Liverpool. It was the kind of night that made him look untouchable.
I can't score 90, just 4, sorry.
But behind the magic, there was always another side to Arshavin. Russian journalist Artur Petrosin explained that back home, he had long been viewed as a gifted but lazy player. He never liked to run much. He could drift through most of a game almost invisibly, until he suddenly produced something world class. It was always that trade-off: genius in flashes, quietness in between. Over the next 2 seasons, he racked up 91 appearances and 22 goals across all competitions. Solid numbers, but those sparks of brilliance began to appear less often. His fitness dipped, his work rate dropped, and there were more and more games where he looked sluggish, even disinterested. Petrosin suggested this came down to mentality. Once Russian players achieve success and financial comfort, many of them lose their hunger to keep progressing. Arshavin, he argued, fit that pattern perfectly. Life in England didn't help. Like many Russian players abroad, Zhirkov, Pavlyuchenko, Bilaletinov, Arshavin struggled to settle far from home. The big salary didn't motivate him. It made comfort too easy. Soon, he was spending more time on the bench. Arsene Wenger even criticized him publicly, hinting that he wasn't working hard enough and had weight issues. But the situation wasn't simple. Wenger often used him out of position, sticking him out wide instead of playing him centrally in that creative number 10 role where he thrived, expecting him to track back endlessly, sprint up and down the flank, and constantly beat fullbacks was never realistic. Asking Arshavin to play a modern winger role was like asking Dennis Bergkamp to hug the touchline for 3 seasons. It was never going to bring out the best version of him. His challenges didn't end in London. Trouble followed him back to Russia. After the national team failed to qualify for the 2010 World Cup, a documentary revealed that several players, including Arshavin, had been out drinking the night before a crucial match. Just as in England, he became the symbol of disappointment. The pressure only grew. After an Arsenal loss, he admitted that when the team won, it was everyone's victory, but when they lost, the blame always fell on him. And then he added, almost resigned, "I am used to it." This came right after Russia's painful elimination to Slovenia, a moment when national frustration was sky high. 2 years later, whatever goodwill he had left evaporated. After Russia was knocked out of the Euro 2012, Arshavin was caught on camera telling furious fans, "If we did not fulfill your expectations, then these are your problems." That single sentence destroyed his reputation back home. Once hailed as possibly Russia's greatest ever player, he was suddenly the target of nationwide anger. The controversy only intensified because he was simultaneously the face of a Lay's potato chips campaign, fueling endless jokes about his weight and attitude. By the time Fabio Capello replaced Dick Advoca as national coach, Arshavin's serious career was essentially over. Capello gave him a brief appearance in a friendly against Ivory Coast, but the magic and the public's patience had already faded away. Now, in the months leading up to Euro 2012, Andrey Arshavin found himself back on loan at Zenit, and by the summer of 2013, his Arsenal contract expired, sending him home permanently.
How good he was. From the time he arrived to the end of the season, this guy came second.
He was honest about why he left England. In his final Arsenal season, he started only 2 matches and admitted that constantly training while knowing he wouldn't play nearly broke him mentally. He even said he was close to depression. Returning to Zenit felt like coming home, and the club welcomed him with open arms, calling him one of Russia's greatest players of the last decade. But the Zenit he returned to was no longer the Zenit he had left. Gazprom's millions had transformed it. Big foreign stars like Hulk and Axel Witsel arrived, pushing the old local heroes to the margins. Igor Denisov left after complaining about unfair wages. Even club legend Malafeev lost his starting spot. The old guard suddenly felt like guests in their own home. When Andrey Villas-Boas replaced Luciano Spalletti in 2014, Arshavin's decline accelerated. The new coach benched him frequently. By season's end, Arshavin, Tymoshuk, and Kryskov were all told they were no longer part of the club's future. It was a painful ending. Yet the fans never forgot their roots. In the Super Cup that followed, they unveiled a massive tifo of Arshavin and Kryskov with the words, "The lads from our backyard," a tribute to the local heroes who had shaped the club's identity. Zenit offered Arshavin a staff job, a calm transition into retirement, but he wasn't ready to stop playing. Instead, he and Roman Pavlyuchenko joined Kuban Krasnodar, a politically motivated signing meant to boost the regional governor's image. But once elections passed, the funding dried up, players were sold, and the club spiraled. Arshavin's spell there was a disaster. 8 games, no goals, and he left before winter. At 34, he knew options were limited. If no new offer came, he was ready to retire. Luckily, Alexander Borudyuk, His old assistant coach from the national team invited him to FC Kirat in Kazakhstan. The move shocked many, but also brought massive excitement in Almaty. Not everyone approved, though. A Kazakh MP criticized the club for paying Arshavin $1 million salary, and just 2 days after his debut, his manager resigned, leaving him stranded once again in chaos. It took time, but once he settled, Arshavin rediscovered his spark. By May 2016, he and Kerat went on a 16-game unbeaten run. He scored goals, created chances, and delivered moments of vintage brilliance, like that stunning July solo goal finished with a delicate chip. At 35, nobody expected him to track back or defend, but the fans adored him anyway. Kerat finished second that season, scoring 75 goals, 8 from Arshavin himself. His resurgence proved so many critics wrong, including a blogger who promised to shave his head if Arshavin scored more than 7 goals. Arshavin not only reached the mark, he personally shaved the blogger's head in celebration. That playful moment, along with winning Kazakhstan's Player of the Year award, showed the world that the old magic wasn't entirely gone. He stayed for 3 seasons, playing past his 37th birthday, bringing flair, eccentricity, and joy to Kazakhstan. He helped win the Kazakhstan Cup and boosted attendance everywhere he played. After his final match, he was honored with a traditional Kazakh shapan and kalpak, a proud farewell to a remarkable, unpredictable career. Arshavin remains one of Russia's most gifted footballers of the post-Soviet era, a player who electrified crowds and produced unforgettable moments. But at the same time, he's the perfect example of a footballer who had every tool to reach the very top, yet never fully climbed the mountain. And that's why his story still sparks debate today.